Hey y'all, Daniel Aaron here, your guide to vibrant living. And a couple questions have come to me recently that I'm going to share with you right now my response to. One is, hey, I've noticed, Daniel, that you're doing more storytelling in these complimentary videos that you're sharing with us. What's up with that? First is, I love stories. Stories are how we heal. Stories are how we learn best. And what my life and my work is all about, really, is learning to change our own internal stories and thus the stories that we are living. So that's one. Two, yeah, there's some wind. I like it. The camera's shaking. Two is, someone asked me recently, why do you do what you do? You know, why did you become a teacher and a coach? What happened? Well, I'll tell you, not surprisingly, in the form of a story. And by the way, if you're interested in what we're doing here, what I'm doing here, these kind of stories and the ways of changing our own stories and applying these lessons in your own life, I encourage you to join us in our membership. Info is on my website about that, membership. Or if you're interested in coaching with me, I'll put a link down there too, and we can have a complimentary session for you. I'll tell you more about that after. All right. My parents already had 4 kids. The oldest one was 8 years old. My mother was married to an alcoholic, and they once had a beautiful love. I heard stories. I didn't experience it myself. Although maybe just at a moment at my father's death, first time I ever saw my mother and father in the same room, maybe I felt it there. Anyway, they had 4 kids, right? My sister was already 8 years old. My mother, this was in the era of the Equal Rights Amendment, the late 60s, women were becoming empowered in a whole new way. My mother started really getting involved with the ERA, with what was called then the Women's Lib movement, and she was going back to school. She realized that she wanted out of this relationship, that it wasn't working for her. She carried the family load. My father is a great, amazing man. Alcohol had poisoned him, though, and there was very little left of him in many ways. So one night, he came home, and he was a charming man. And there really was a deep love between them. So my mother believed that what he wanted was to make love. And he did want that. He just didn't know how to do it. So, with a hole poked into a rubber, my mother was injected with me, which was in some ways a strategy for my father to keep her at home. He knew that she was drifting away, so another kid, perhaps he thought, would, maybe not just keep her there, but maybe inject his family, his life, with the love that had once been there. This was my humble origin. Now, I came home from the hospital, 5th child, very easy birth. I came home, and everybody was delighted. All my brothers and sisters used to have competitions to see who could make the baby laugh, who could make the baby smile the most, right? And we all know that there's nothing so beautiful and joyous and love-inducing as being around a baby. So for a little while, I, unconsciously of course, believed that I could do what, in some ways, everybody hoped I could do, which was save the family, bring back the love. And, of course, it was too big a task for that family. I got designs on a bigger family bringing back the love. So, in short order, what I experienced was people drifting away. Pretty soon, my whole family split apart. My mother and my father, my brothers and my sisters. Pretty soon, it was just me and my mother. In that transition period, I vaguely remember a lot of fights, a lot of yelling. When they were right there at the crib with me, it was sweet, it was joyous, it was uplifting, it was love-filled. And then they would drift away, and I would hear screaming, I would hear yelling, I would hear things smashing. So it was confusing to me. And yet, somehow I knew, I felt the love, the joy, the beauty that was there in this family. And I also felt the pain that was there. So as I emerged on my own, well, I promptly forgot all of that and pushed everything down that I could, because I didn't want to feel. It was too much. It was painful. It was confusing. Until, in my mid-20s, Spirit had another design for me and smacked me upside the head and woke up, and that was when my life of service began. It's been 25 years of coaching and teaching in that way. And I tell stories because it's our own stories that are hardest to change. We don't realize they're stories. We think they are reality. And the best gift that I offer to students and clients is the ability to help to transform our stories, to change our stories, to create a different life. Because that potential that was there, that I felt with my family, that's there for all of us. Love, joy, relationships that work. Doesn't mean, of course, we won't have challenges or pain pop up. It means, though, that there is a way to navigate through those, and not only that, to take those challenges and those pains and to make our life, our love, our spirit even richer. I'm good at that, and I love it, and I'm super grateful that I've gotten to help hundreds and now thousands of students and clients transform their lives. And I am grateful to you for listening to my hole in a rubber story. I hope it makes sense. If you got questions, if you got comments, let me know, and I'll share some more information below about how we can connect and how I might be able to help you to transform some of your stories in your life. All right, y'all, thank you so much for watching. See you later.